what we have is chuck roast, okay, and we've added some chili spices to it and kind of mixed it all in. All right, coming over here, we have some ground meat that we've kind of mixed a little bit of Trinity in. I have a little bit of Louisiana roots, so that's where that's kind of coming in, kind of cross between Louisiana and Texas. This is our Trinity that we're sweating down. You want to make sure you get those nitric acids out of the onions and the peppers and different things like that. You know, kind of reduces heartburn. What we have over here is we have some tomato paste, some beef broth, Rotel tomatoes, and this little can is fire roasted Rotel tomatoes. I'll show you that one real quick. So as you can see right there, just adds a little bit more of a deeper flavor to it.
So now the next step is that we've added our tomato paste, and what we're doing is we're browning the tomato paste. That's taking out some of the acids out of the tomato paste, and what that's basically doing is just it's going to add for a more mellower flavor and kind of bring everything together and not have it so acidic. I think that's the biggest problem that people make when making chili, is they come out with a product that gives a lot of heartburn and things like that, and that's due to the naturally occurring acids that's inside of the onions and tomatoes and in the various things that we put in there. You know, so this is going to be, you know, kind of like heartburn less chili. So and we'll go from there. So right now we're just browning this kind of on medium heat and just kind of stirring often, and we'll provide a little clip in it shortly.
So what we've done now is we've added some of the Rotel fire roasted tomatoes to this, and we're adding some beef broth, because what you want is you don't want you're evaporating so much liquid, so you don't want it to burn, but you want to kind of keep that thick consistency. I think that's really important because it kind of keeps everything cooking at the same pace instead of being separated. So we're just going to give this kind of a quick stir. Okay, so what we've done is we've added our chuck roast into this now, and we're working on folding it in. You want to make sure that you stir at this point, maybe reduce the heat down while you're getting this incorporated, because obviously you don't want it to burn. Make sure that you stir and stir often. So now we're coming into, we've added our ground meat here, and we're kind of mixing this in. At this point, I do have the heat off because I do want everything to kind of blend together and make sure I get a good mixture before I start adding heat. The next step that we're going to be doing is we're going to be incorporating more of the liquids and everything. We'll go into that. But one of the biggest things I want to show you about cooking ground meat, now this is about 3 pounds of ground meat. This is all of the grease that came off of this. What I usually do is I let the ground meat rest for about 5 or 10 minutes in the pan where I cooked it. That will absorb some of the liquid that cooks out of it, and then you're able to kind of separate your meat from your grease, you know, and it just kind of provides for a little bit more liquid. You want to keep as much liquid in this as possible and the naturally occurring flavors. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be adding our tomato sauce in. Do that a little bit at a time. And then the step after this, we're going to start stirring and kind of mixing everything in. Now, some people will actually say to make a chili, you have to use, you know, cooked down tomatoes. You have to use crushed tomatoes. You have to use fresh tomatoes. Look, the biggest thing is that in doing this, you have to do what you feel comfortable doing and just kind of make it your own, you know. Now, one other thing that I do is I buy chili beans, kind of Bush's chili beans. I don't put any beans in my chili, obviously, but I like to have it on the side, you know, for people. So what I'll do is I'll take some of the chili sauce, kind of mix in with the beans, kind of cook it down so that way it's got my flavor incorporated. Set it on the side for some of the guests. Now we're going to finish adding some of the liquids and just kind of let it cook down. So as we go through this, give y'all some easy listening music to listen to. Alright guys, and when you get done incorporating everything, it kind of looks like this along this consistency. Usually what I'll do is I add probably another quart of water, or you can use beef broth if you want to add a little bit more flavor. But at this point right here, right before I add the water, because this is going to be about the consistency that you'll have when your chili is done, I will usually taste here, add salt as necessary, and also add any other ingredients such as maybe some more chili powder, some cumin, just some, cayenne if you want to give it a little bit of a pop, and just kind of season from here. But that's pretty much it. So hope you enjoy, and I will post the recipe down below. Have fun and enjoy.